Hello, guys. Welcome back to our F1 review. Myself, Sajin.
And I'm Aditya.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay, but we are going to be talking about the
Italian
fatal
Grand Prix.
Italian Grand Prix
Yeah.
that happened last week. Um, it was a very controversial race, in my
Also,
opinion.
surprisingly, one of the best Italian Grand Prix, and it
Yeah,
didn't
I
even have
mean,
to rain.
since the ground effect era,
Yeah,
we've had some pretty boring Monza GPs,
Hmm.
partially responsible due to Max Verstappen just flying
Actually
through.
dominating the whole
Yeah,
ground
yeah.
effect era.
So
But also, like the racing was actually pretty good. Like we had some, we had some wheel to wheel races, like especially in the start, and then it tapered off in between. But then,
yeah,
yeah, this was one of the better Monza races, and a
yeah,
lot of drama, a lot of drama. Yeah,
yeah. Straight away, let's get to the qualifying. I mean, and through the entire practice session, out of nowhere, the
the
Delulu was
Ferrari
working.
was, yeah,
As usual, all the Ferrari fans were in high spirits
yeah, high
because,
copium, you know.
and that too, i I expect if the Delulu was supposed to be working, I still expected Charles to perform. But during
Yeah,
the free
yeah.
practice, it was Lewis that was performing better.
Yeah, actually, the Ferrari setup during practice was something else. Like they were
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
good long, what do you say, pace for.
Even Williams out
Yeah,
of nowhere was showing some
Williams is
insane work.
Williams is just like Ferrari. They are set up for like super high speed races. But yeah,
Yeah, I
unfortunately,
mean their practice sessions was just bonkers. Sainz and Albon both hitting the practice sessions top three was something special.
yeah,
Still, I was pretty skeptical about Ferrari, getting the qualifying done
I
right.
was full on hope on them. You know, I
The hope train,
believed in the
the Delulu
Ferrari
train.
Monza. Yeah, I was number one in the Delulu line. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Come qualifying, I really expected, to the McLarens to outperform either way.
Yeah.
Even though their
Yeah,
practice
yeah, yeah.
sessions were bad.
I don't think anyone expected like a Ferrari 1-2 or anything, but like just below the
No,
McLarens, or maybe displace the
yeah, yeah.
McLarens.
Obviously, I
Yeah,
expected, the Ferraris to come somewhere in between, at least get the second grid or the third grid.
yeah.
They did get a third grid, but still, they still underperformed as usual in Monza.
Yeah. And yeah, also McLaren doesn't seem to be that great in the high speed stuff, but
Yeah,
still
yeah.
managed to, what
McLaren's
do you say,
McLaren's
get
low downforce
be up
setup
there.
is usually a tad
Yeah, and
bad
slightly
compared
weaker
to the
setup.
others.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the reason is because the track was recently resurfaced.
yeah,
So the McLaren's high point was their tire graining efficiency, which is extremely good. Even
yeah.
the aero efficiency, but after the track was resurfaced, the new track, since the track was
Yeah, the
completely
tire
resurfaced,
degradation game is on a different level. Like
yeah, the
you
tire
can see
degradation was
they've been
less.
doing one stops where races were two stops, and they've been they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
they have somehow, what do you say, whatever magic they've done with the braking system or whatever. It's their tire, what do you say, their tire control is really good. That is
yeah.
the
So
reason why they have so
yeah,
much
yeah,
pace.
exactly. And even
Yeah,
their aerodynamic efficiency was the reason for where most of the circuits they were dominant because take for example Hungary, it's one of the most high downforce dependent tracks in the calendar, and you could see their
yeah,
dominance
they were
pretty
just like
easily.
flying off.
Because right now the only reference that we can keep in terms of the McLarens is Max. He's the
Yeah.
only reference point that we can keep, and you could see in Hungary how badly Max was driving that car because his setup
Also,
was just
that car is
completely
not set
bonkers.
up for high downforce either,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Which is my point.
pales
Is
in
exactly my
comparison.
point. So qualifying was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
The
I mean, it
McLarens,
was Lando's. What do you say? One of Lando's worst qualifyings. Like he barely made out of Q2. If it
yeah,
wasn't for Oscar's toe, like Oscar had put his lap, went in the garage, but then he was sent out again for, what do you say? Because Lando's first attempt he went straight out, and his lap time got deleted. His second attempt wasn't that fruitful, so they had to send out Oscar to give him a tow to somehow get him out of what do you say Q2. And this is where I don't understand Oscar. This is not a mentality of a what do you say world champion or someone who wants to become a world champion, because if you're giving your only rival a chance just like this, like give them the he shouldn't have given him the toe. If there were a chance Lando didn't make it to Q3, he shouldn't have taken it, because this gives him much bigger advantage. This gives him, he can show that he's the number one driver. He doesn't need tricks and what you said help from the team all the time to be in such positions. Yeah, and then Lando made it to Q3, and then again Oscar had to give him a toe, Lando didn't reciprocate for the Q2
Yeah,
toe.
the fact that Oscar is actually sabotaging his own qualifying session
Yeah,
is it's something that
he
doesn't work well
Lando
with
was able to put the what do you say the fastest lap for a couple of seconds with Oscar's toe, while Oscar didn't get any toe from Lando. This is, you can see where the bias is tending into the team. I know
yeah.
Oscar isn't what do you say that he's not completely fit into the team. He's relatively new to compared to Lando, who's been there since like five
Not
six
just new to
years.
the team, new to the sport relatively as well compared to
Yeah.
Lando.
No, also the team is behind Lando because
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been there since the start. The new generation of McLaren. He's been spearheading it. So I understand that McLaren has put their eggs in Lando's basket, but then right now you can see Oscar's clearly outpacing, outclassing him in a lot of the races, and has shown better professionalism and better, what do you say, attitude overall throughout the weekends. So I don't know why Oscar's being, what do you say, treated this unfairly,
yeah,
especially in
and
qualifying, because then
yeah.
if Lando out qualifies him after getting so much help and Oscar doesn't get the same treatment, then obviously they'll say yes, Lando was above you in qualifying, so you will get the treatment, you'll get the number one treatment for that race. So then Oscar can never put his foot down and say, yes, I want to also be treated as the number one driver. Even though they say both are equally treated, they're not. And this is just qualifying. The race
Yeah,
has.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and to talk about this doubt that this team has with just 8 races remaining is just mad.
Yeah.
Um, and this is where I have to talk about the genius, the brilliance of Max Verstappen.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
what a qualifying lap. What a
just
lap.
just I mean, he's not just a racer anymore. Yeah, he's not just
Yeah.
driving car. He's managing an entire team by himself. He's
Also,
basically playing the F1 2020 F1 2025
no,
game in the
just not
manager mode.
just not the fact that he put the lap. He insisted that they cut off the wing, make it much more lower
Yeah,
profile. It was
yeah,
already a super low
exactly.
profile. It was a super slippery, low downforce setup. And then he said, "I
This is
want
this is
more."
where this is exactly where the simulations prove.
Yeah, he went
The
above the
simulation. This is the
simulations. He
point where
said,
it proves. Yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah. This is basically Lewis's 2018 Singapore lap. Basically,
yeah."
the simulations put in
And
a quality time,
the
and
fun
then
fact was
they
that they took the Dremel and just cut off the wing
yeah,
before qualifying.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because they
The
don't have
fact that
like,
he's finding grip in the car when simulations don't show the grip.
yeah,
That's
and
that's
no,
just that's just
also to
talent.
convince the team that saying yes, like a last minute super risky bet, telling the
Yeah,
team
yeah.
like, oh, I want this wing to be cut off without any data, without any simulation. Like, I mean, they obviously had the shape ready, but like, just because there's no going back after they cut it.
Yeah, yeah. After they cut it because of the park formula rules, as everyone
Yeah.
already knows, there's
No,
there's nothing
also
you can do after
changing the
changing.
whole wing, the whole setup. It's a massive task. It's not just like this. It's a they also reuse last year's wing, so they probably don't have another Monza spec wing ready.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah, so
And
taking such
yeah,
risk and proving them that this is possible, it takes a driver to another level from just what do you say, from not only helping with the setup but also helping like with the simulation part, with showing a direction on where to take the car to.
Lewis had a 10 place grid penalty, right? This
Yeah,
race, or was it last race?
this race.
Yeah, and
He qualified around P4,
fifth,
P5.
E5,
Yeah,
E5.
and then he
Charles
took
was
the.
P4.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is where I have to say another thing. What is Ferrari doing? Charles could have gotten the pole position. They just needed Lewis to give the toe. Anyways, Lewis has a 10 place grid penalty. If if
Yeah,
if Lewis gave the toe, I know Lewis won't give the toe because he is at a level like he won't degrade himself and say, oh, yes, I'll help my teammate out. But then this is where it's a team sport, you know. That would, if Charles was starting on pole, there was a good chance he could have won the race
yeah. I mean, at least if even if it's
because
not
he,
just winning
he
the race,
had a really good early pace.
the
It's just the
winning the
tires.
race, yeah, winning the race was a little far off, but he could have definitely gotten pole or at least
Or
the
in
first
the
row.
podium, yeah.
Yeah, the first row was clearly in chance for Charles because, as we said earlier before, they had excellent pace through the entire free practice sessions.
Yeah,
So the
because
pace was there.
Lewis, regardless, had a 10 place grid penalty. So, or a 5
Yeah,
place
yeah,
grid
exactly.
penalty. So, this is where Ferrari says, okay, we know even if you come up ahead, you're still going to be out of the top 10. So, let's take this opportunity to help Charles, who's had a great lap, but just the needed that sector one, you know, the toe would have easily put because
Yeah, yeah.
McLaren's were not supposed to give each other toe, so we could have assumed they wouldn't have given a toe. No one else was there. Max got a toe from UKA, so this would have put them in equal footing, but then they decided against it, which was really, what do you say, heartbreaking to see. You know, like the team
Yeah,
had such potential
and
for this
Mercedes
race.
just underperformed.
Yeah, Mercedes
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have,
Mercedes
what do
was
you
just
say,
underperformed.
the setup to take on this race.
Yeah, it was pretty sad to see them underperforming because they really had, and they
But
the
then
Toto must be just
Antonelli
crying
did
himself right
relatively
now.
well. You know, he qualified well. It just, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. P7 is not a bad position. Somebody who did well in qualifying for this race was Bortoleto. P8 was just it's a
Bortoleto
spectacular
has
result for him.
shown like he has the qualifying pace. Like
Yeah,
he has out qualified Hulkenberg, who's one of the better Like when if you check Hulkenberg versus Magnussen stats, you can see that Hulkenberg
yeah.
out
Obviously,
qualified
Hülkenberg is better.
Magnussen a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Like Hulkenberg's specialty is qualifying, and then you come and see that a rookie is beating a qualifying expert like someone like Hulkenberg. It shows that he has really high
Yeah.
level ceiling,
Since
and
he's
this is
a
just the
rookie,
start.
I'm pretty sure the reason why his race is going well is because he's not just figured out
Yeah,
he's not
also
just
he's
figured
a
out the
rookie,
tire
right? He's
management and the
not.
race pace.
F1
Yeah,
tires are the main thing to figure out. You know, even last year Oscar hadn't gotten the what he said tire degrade and how to manage that, but this year he has finally figured that out, and you can see the
yeah,
results.
yeah.
So it will take maybe a year, maybe by next year or this. He'll figure out how to get better race pace, race management,
Mhm.
tire management, and degrade management. So and also a race fuel
Um,
management. Yeah,
I think this is the first time Haja was out of the top 10 as well
yeah. Which not first
after a
time,
long time.
but yeah, this after
In
a
a long
string
time,
of
in a long time.
really
After a
good
string of
qualifying.
really good qualifying sessions, this
Yeah,
is the first
this
time he's going out
Hajar
of the top 10.
has. What do you say? I
And it's a
don't blame
pretty,
him. I
yeah,
think
it's a pretty
science
bad lap as well.
impeded. Yeah, science impeded him during the what do you say qualifying. So maybe that may be why he perform bad. But
Yeah,
still, I think that car didn't have it in the have the pace to be above anyways. I don't think he would have
yeah.
made Q3. Maybe Q2 was on the cards, but for the RB, I think that's still not that bad. He outqualified his teammate by 3 positions, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, the teammate was in the last position either way.
yeah,
And the bottom 10 is just the usual victims, and I really do not want to get into
yeah.
it because
So then
there's
I
nothing
think
to
we
speak
can
about it.
proceed to the race.
Yeah. Oh, the first, I would say the first 20 laps of the race was
Yeah, the
just
start itself, Lando uses the, what do you say, the extra lane from the pit side, goes out and then goes into the grass and says Max pushed him. Like Max was going on a straight line. So in the start itself, Lando complaining about something
this
he
is
caused.
it's pretty similar to the same situation that happened in the pits during Suzuka
Yeah.
when Max was just utilizing the space that he has,
Yeah,
and
it's not
then
like Max is
Norris
gonna
goes.
come give him like a charity,
Yeah, see,
come
this is
here.
why this is why Norris and Piastri are not considered like that. They do not understand the privilege of them being in the sport
Yeah.
because you're there to
I don't
race
think
and
Piastri has
win.
an option because he doesn't have the power in the team or the, what do you say in the team. So he, if he,
Yeah,
what do you say, speaks out, it might, what do you say, negatively affect him in the team standing.
rather than speaking out, he could just do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
How is the team? What is the team gonna do?
yeah, but
There's nothing much that the team can do if he
I
doesn't
don't,
just
I
listen.
think what he did was right, like because in case like when he needs support from the team, it could truly like help him eventually. Hopefully it doesn't cost him too much, but yeah, he has to find a balance between, what do you say, the team game and being selfish to win the
Yeah.
drivers championship,
We'll get
because
to that. We'll
it's a
get to that
delicate
more in
balance. Yeah.
detail. We'll get to that more in detail. And turn
Yeah, so the
one,
start
Max moves
itself,
out of the track.
no, and then Norris. I think if the FI, like if there was a verdict from the race directors, I think it would have been favoring Max than Norris, because Norris didn't have the line to push him out,
Yeah. Norris had the better start, I would agree, but then
but
he
Max had
lost
already
pace.
covered him. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Then Max's low downforce setup helped him move faster than Norris. And
yeah,
then Norris
and
just didn't
then
have
but
space.
then Max couldn't keep his line and had to take the exit. So
And Max gave it back as well.
yeah,
Fun fact, including myself, the moment Max gave the place back, I honestly expected Norris to just fly by because
yeah, actually, almost
that has been
everyone
the case.
expected
That has,
just
including Max, he
yeah,
told in the post race press conference that he didn't expect the car to the pace to follow so closely.
yeah.
But say one lap over and the next lap comes in, and then
And Max
Max
does
just
one
pulls
of the
in
most beautiful
another
overtake.
Imola-esque move into turn one.
Yeah.
At the same time, into
Oscar
Lesbo
and
one, Oscar's move on
yeah,
Charles.
one of, and I think
It's
Oscar
it's the
is
thinnest part of the track, and
Os
he pulls
yeah,
a move there.
Oscar and Leclerc, I would say, is almost even in like making such ballsy overtakes, because there's
Yeah.
that finesse to it to do it. And I feel both of them respect the drive, like who they're overtaking, give them just enough space so that they can't complain or just make the move.
Yeah. Oscar also takes inspiration from Max to go always round the
Yeah,
outside because most of Max's amazing moves have been round the outside. Say Brazil 2016 or this year
yeah,
Imola or in Zandvoort when he overtook Lewis in 2022 or three, I don't remember. And even in this race in Monza, he
yeah.
took the outside line over Lando. And Lando's just intimidated, man. Every time someone actually comes to overtake him in such a risky situation, including this, he locked up his front wheels. He didn't have space, and then it was just a bad lap for him at the end.
Yeah.
The first corner itself, he loses it.
Hmm.
After the first few 3-4 laps,
Yeah,
it was a clear pace advantage for Max because
yeah.
you could see him just
Max's
push
flew
forward.
off, like his tires had a lot of pace,
Yeah,
and it wasn't degrading to that much of a level. So
and this is where I have to talk about the Ferraris because they have so much pace in the corners, but in the straight lines,
yeah, they
it's
didn't, they
just so
couldn't,
bad.
yeah.
Their setup was just it's
Also,
weird. It's very weird to
no,
see
no.
for the
Also,
car perform like that.
Charles' pace just instantly went after like 5 laps. Like
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that, they couldn't keep up with any of the other cars.
Charles is partially responsible for Oscar not being able to attack Norris in the
Yeah,
first few
I
laps.
was gonna say the same thing. If Charles hadn't overtaken, what do you say, Oscar, I think Oscar would have had a good chance for P2.
Yeah, because end of first stint, it was very clear that Oscar was pulling back, pulling back the reels on
Yeah.
Norris because when they were pitting for after the first stint, it was. And talking about first stint itself, Pirelli needs to figure out their tires, man.
The thing was they can't put the super soft tires like the what do you say C1, C2, C3 tires because
No,
uh,
either bring back like the 2017 situation where you have like some 7, 8 compounds just
no,
randomly super
that's too
soft ultra
much. That's too
softs.
much. No, I would say they should bring the softer compounds, make it a two stop because this race kind of
Yeah,
relies on the pit
or
stop
do a
drama.
Monaco, or the FIA should put up a Monaco saying that a mandatory two-stop pit stop should
No,
be
no, it
there,
shouldn't be
should
a
be implemented.
mandatory two stop because then people can do the one stop, two stop variation. But I feel they should bring the softer tires so you can get better tire degradation
Yeah,
and
because
people
the expected first in pit stop was 22 laps, and
people
McLaren's
just
went I think 43 laps.
no, they could have
They had
gone
like
through till the end, but then they
yeah,
have
yeah,
to get their first pit stop.
they have to get their first pit
Yeah.
stop, but
The issue with getting the softest set is in case a tire blowout or something, then it looks bad
which
on
is
Pirelli.
which is what the McLaren's plan was pretty much. They were just
Yeah.
expecting someone to just go off the road, get into a safety car, and then get
There
just
were a
pit at the
couple
last
of
minute.
close incidents with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is all happening while Max was just having an insane pace,
Yeah, he was just
just
cruising.
just
Yeah.
flying through the entire
Right
track.
after Max pitted, there was an incident between, I think, Sainz and
No. That was not right after Max pitted. I would say
a couple
maybe
of
2, 3
laps.
laps. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right after.
Another person who had an insane race was Hamilton. I mean,
Yeah.
he started from P15 and he ended up getting
And
P6.
yeah,
So
what a crawl back, that was like
yeah,
really good
I mean,
overtakes.
this is where Lewis just thrives.
Yeah.
Every time he gets a penalty and then he
I
starts from
think
the back, he's just an overtaking
once he
machine.
just slightly figures out the setup, right? He can extract a lot of race pace, but he hasn't yet cracked on the qualifying part. His race pace has been
I
really
can
good.
understand
Yeah.
because he has been driving for almost how many years? He started from 2014, right?
Hmm.
More than around 11 years he's been driving with the same team, right?
Yeah.
In Mercedes,
Also,
and now
I
he's
don't think
currently
it's
just
just that.
Ferrari.
It's just the ground effect cars don't suit his driving style as much.
Yeah, because Lewis uses the rears a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, also
he owns the
these
rear.
ground effects cars, right? The more twitchy, the more what do you say, snap oversteer style it is, the more pace. That's why Max has been like getting the car as what do you say
Yeah,
sensitive as it can.
Max
Even
wants the car to
Ferrari
be
said,
water. Max wants
Ferrari
the car to
said,
be water, dude.
yeah, Ferrari said they are going to make it more aggressive. Their car. Even
Yeah, yeah. This,
Albon's interview, he also
yeah,
said
Albon's
that
interview. Yeah.
the more
The
aggressive,
cars,
more
yeah.
snappy the car is, the more pace they're able to get.
Talking about Albon, he had another wonderful race.
Yeah.
Ended up getting P7. Just
The Williams, like somehow, I feel the Williams had more potential during the race. It seems
yeah.
their race the qualifying setup wasn't good. Like they made some
They
errors.
they always sabotage their qualifying setups, man.
Yeah,
I've heard Albon speak in the radio itself that
yeah,
he
I
was
think
doing.
Albon's also voicing out a lot this season because he
Yeah,
knows there is potential in the team. The team has been up and coming, so understandable. They've been showing good results. If they can get their qualifying under control, maybe they can get the occasional podium when someone messes up in front. You know,
yeah. Yeah, and I think Hajar also had a very good result. Bounced back
yeah.
from 16 to P10. So
Yeah,
that's
another
a very good
somehow
call
getting into the points. I know there
for
was
a
because of
rookie.
the penalties he put in
For
it.
a rookie
Yeah,
to crawl back. It's just awesome.
Hajar is someone who's showing great race pace and qualifying pace. It's like
Yeah,
he's maxing out whatever the car is doing, and I'm kind of scared that his success will put him into the Red Bull seat. And I don't
that's
know whether
confirmed.
he
That's
should
confirmed
accept it or
because
not.
I don't think he has another choice but to accept it
Yeah,
because the Red Bull is working in the background to put in Arvin Lindblad into the week up. So
yeah.
It's most likely that he'll end up and they'll kick out Lawson and put Sunoda back into Vika because
I don't
Sunoda's
think I don't think Tsunoda on the V carb will work because they don't have Honda engines anymore, so they don't have the incentive to keep Tsunoda. They might just keep
yeah and
Lawson.
yeah and Sunoda just
Tsunoda might either this might be the last
he
season.
qualified P10 and then he just straight up lost pace
Yeah,
and then
he couldn't extract the car
yeah,
pace.
and Tsunoda was just was the leader of the DRS train of the midfielders,
Yeah,
just holding back everyone through the entire race.
yeah, exactly.
Sad result for Alonso.
Yeah,
He
whenever Alonso's having a great race, it's just some technical or some team strategy comes in, bites him in the ass.
the suspension just blew off,
Yeah,
man.
it was like
Out of
he
a
just took a
starting,
slightly more
just
curb and then it just disintegrated. Like
it just broke.
yeah,
Even
the
was
fun
Hulkenberg.
the funny thing is Stroll had two accidents and his car was fine.
Yeah,
Alonso were cleanest races, cleanest practice section, cleanest qualifying session. His car is under jeopardy. I would, if it was Stroll's car, I would understand because he had two really major crashes. His engineers were on what do you say, 24/7, just working like on that car
yeah, just
because
relentless
yeah.
working 24/7, working on the car. And then there's Nico Hulkenberg. Oh, it's just sad that he couldn't even start the race.
Yeah, he had to DNF right as this race started, which is unfortunate, but that's how the sport is. Sometimes it's just not in your way.
Yeah. And now we have to talk about what exactly happened between Oscar and Norris. It's
Yeah,
just the day that I saw the race, I was just livid, man. It was
yeah. This
just
is
pissing off. It
yeah.
was just pissing
What
off.
my first question is, what
Like
is
the Max fan in me didn't even care anymore after that move because I just didn't care because this thing infuriated me so much.
what is Mark
Like
doing? That is what I want to know. How is he
bro,
even?
the hypocrites, bro, the hypocrisy that's going into the
Yeah,
McLaren team is just crazy, and the audacity for them to call out on Hungary when it was
yeah.
nothing alike.
Yeah, and this is the team's fault. Why is Oscar paying the price for the team's fault? Then will
Yeah,
Oscar not get an opportunity to overtake? If so
no,
he had a
even
1 second undercut, he could have easily overtaken because Lando would have come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
What do you say? Fresher tires, which less grip.
That's what I don't understand. The Lando shouldn't have even offered Oscar to pit first.
Yeah, I don't think Charles was
You're
anyways close
you're
enough to.
you're either way having such a good race pace. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
getting a P1 because Max had an
It's
advantage
already
of his
covered, yeah.
setup.
See,
Yeah.
Lando,
So
I'll tell you why Lando said he wanted to. He just wanted to ride it as long as he can, so in case there was a safety car or something, he would have benefited.
yeah,
That's a risk
yeah.
he
I
took.
yeah. The risk he took, dude. But you have to understand, it was so late into the race.
Yeah,
You
so
had
he took
basically
a
like
risk of
9 or 10
letting
laps.
Oscar pass because then maybe after
No,
that,
even
uh,
if a safety car hits then, even if the safety car hits then, there was nothing that he could do when he pits that late.
yeah.
Because those tires stay, if you're putting on hards or softs,
Oh
doesn't
no, he
matter.
would
You
have
barely have
come.
it.
Yeah, he would have
Yeah,
been close enough to come maybe in front of Max.
still, even then, no, there was no chance because I clearly remember the commentators pointing out that when he was pitting, there was no point in him pitting, even if there's a
Yeah.
safety car, because
Or no, like he would have come out in softer tires, Max on the
yeah,
hards,
yeah,
like that.
yeah. But still, Max would have had that deficit with his setup. So obviously, it would have been a closer race. But still, I still think Max would have won it, regardless of how Norris pitted. But you're a world championship contender.
Yeah,
Your teammate is your rival. Why would you offer your pit stop to him first?
yeah,
Like you're there's
yeah.
only
His
20
reasoning
drivers in the
was
world,
to get a safety car somehow.
which is just stupid at this point because
Yeah,
you're fighting for the world championship against your teammate. You should take every single opportunity you have to beat him, and you're already on a big deficit because of your DNF in the previous race.
yeah. this
Why
what do
would
you
you do
say
that?
team fairness thing, that's some real woke BS, it's like it's taking the integrity of a
Yeah,
sport,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
making it a joke, because
The
there is
I
something
mean,
wrong.
no one liked it. No one liked
Yeah.
it. The entire F1 community hated on the
Then
team.
they should have what do you say swap positions when Lando had taken the one stop and Oscar was ahead in qualifying. Oscar was ahead in the race, but then Lando's one stop made him win the race. They should have swapped back then because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oscar deserved it. He was ahead of everyone the
Yeah,
whole
because
time.
this is where Mercedes has shown their class in, I think,
Yeah,
2019 or 18 Hungary,
2016,
when no,
2014,
I'm talking about the
2015.
recent one with Hungary with Bottas and Lewis.
Mhm.
When Lewis had more pace during his first stint, and then he asked if he could pass Bottas, and they gave the chance to Bottas. I mean, Lewis to pass Bottas, and then he couldn't catch up the front runner.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then they swapped.
in the last lap, I think Lewis swapped back the position with
Yeah, but here
Bottas.
I don't think that would have even applied. Here it's a different
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah. No, no.
No,
I'm
also they
saying
didn't
the
even let
swapping.
Oscar take what do you say, different strategy. They just put him on the same strategy as Lando. So then
Yeah, yeah.
obviously it's going to have the same deficit, right? He's not doing anything different. He's not doing this. So then there's no chance for Oscar to compete with Lando.
And there's I talked about Lando. Now it's time for me to talk about Oscar.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't matter how young you are, how newer you are to the
No,
team.
I think what
You're
he did is fine. Like it might.
no, dude. I the thing
No, no,
is,
no. This is
you
gonna
you get
help
the
him
opportunity,
eventually.
right?
Now any team orders come, right? He knows what to do. Like he can
I mean,
say,
yeah. Mark would have if Mark was an Indian, he would have straight up slapped Oscar. Like I can already imagine it. Like
no, but
idiot man. You're the biggest
Mark
idiot.
Webber, no, he should be there on the pit wall now. There is,
Yeah, yeah. No, Mark should just make it very clear now that if Oscar has a clear advantage,
yeah,
Norris should just back off. The team should back off more than Norris backing
yeah,
off. The team
this
should just back off.
fairness thing. It's this is not a sport where fairness and
No,
what do you
the
say?
and
You have
even
to
when
be ruthless. You have to take every
even
single
when no, see that's
opportunity.
what I don't
You have
understand. Even
to
when
fight
commentators
till
are
the end.
asking, yeah, even when commentators are asking the exact reason behind
No, the
why the swap was
commentators were
done.
like, yeah, it's fair if they swap because they have the British bias.
No,
But
no, I'm not talking about the.
after they
Yeah, yeah,
swapped,
yeah.
they were like, wait, Oscar shouldn't have swapped. Like,
Yeah,
what are
yeah.
you on
I'm
about?
not, I'm not talking about the live commentators. I'm talking the post-race commentators,
Yeah,
the savages like Nico.
yeah. Nico
When
is just
they
straight up.
and when they asked Andrea Stella and Zach Brown and Oscar and Norris, it was like they had pre-prep, they had PR trained to answer it. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, it was just a fair move. When it clearly wasn't. It was very
Yeah,
clear that it
I
wasn't a
feel
fair move.
Oscar should have been more outraged, more this. So then
Yeah,
it
yeah.
puts a lot more pressure on the team. Like,
At least be like Sergio in Spain. Just voice it out in the radio saying that, you know
yeah,
what, I do not want to give the place back, but I'm giving it.
or even
Oscar,
after the race, just voice it out. Don't say, "Oh, it's just an incident" or something like that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was frustrated as an Oscar fan, as a fan of the sport. Like you have to hold your ground. You have to
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
otherwise, you're the what do you say? Construct the what do you say? Championship will just slip from your hand. You have a
Because
good
they have
lead. It
nothing
would
to
have been a
worry. As a
6 point
team,
swing.
as a team, they have nothing to worry about the constructors because
Yeah,
they already have it in the bag.
they're there's
Yeah,
no one who can claim their
so then to
this.
pull something unnecessary like this is
Yeah,
just
and now it
demeaning the
makes it
sport.
so much more complicated for them because now this can be called upon anytime and they have to like I hope Oscar like this keeps calling this up and bringing it up and make
Yeah, yeah.
Lando give
Now,
up something.
at least now you have to realize that okay, there's only 8 races left. I've
Yeah,
lost this much points because of a team order like
yeah,
this.
of a team order which yeah,
Just go outright ahead and then just bang on, just show true pace, and then just outright beat Norris. And if a situation like this ever arises again, just back off. Just don't listen to them. Like I said in the
yeah.
beginning, what is the team going to do if you just don't listen?
Also,
Uh,
Oscar
Like
had asked about fair play before. they haven't supported him.
Yeah,
But when
yeah,
Lando
yeah.
asks, they're like, "Oh yes, please."
Yeah. Because the stubborn part I can clearly remember. I think it was in Monaco 2017 or 2018 between Max and Ricardo when Ricardo asked Max to move past him, and then he was like, "I just won't."
Yeah,
And it was that's how you shoot. That's how you're supposed to be. That's a
yeah. This
champion's
is
mentality. Like,
yeah,
just don't give. What is the team going to do? Okay, if Ricardo had the pace, he could have ended up overtaking Max at the end of the day.
yeah,
But to ask the team to move, ask and then the team ask Max, and then Max will be like, "Oh, I have to give." It's just unnecessary. Like if you have the pace, just beat him.
yeah,
It's as simple as that. But then that's what should have happened here in case of Oscar. Just outright say no.
Mhm.
Like you've got an opportunity now, just stick with it.
yeah.
Like it
This
was just
is
unnecessary.
yeah. Maybe
And Norris,
I still think
the
what he
part
did
the
was
part
right
where the part
because
where yeah, the part where let me say this through the entire after that move, there has not been a single word from Norris
yeah,
because he knows that he didn't deserve that win.
yeah,
I mean that podium, and he
and he
knows that it
was
was a
booed
team
by the
mistake.
crowd. Yeah,
He knows that it was a team mistake, and he was booed. But booing by the crowd is unnecessary. Like
yeah,
he knows himself inside that he does not deserve that points that he received because of that move because it was a
yeah,
team's fault.
exactly.
So I this is the one part where I feel that Norris has gained some maturity in some aspect. Other than that, or if the I mean I know it's a world championship points and Norris just took advantage of whatever it is, but
Yeah,
if he was truly in fairness of the sport, he should have just given it. So that was just something I felt that and moving forward, it's just we just have to see how it turns out in the this thing in terms of the McLaren team. It's just going to be really difficult between that dynamic is going to be so much complicated now.
yeah.
And Max, if he comes as a disruptor again, it just puts the both of them in such big trouble
Yeah, I hope
because
Max can have some pace,
yeah,
to
yeah,
what do
because
you say,
because we
disrupt
we
them.
keep we yeah, we keep talking about no, Oscar and Lando just getting 1-2, but we
Yeah,
keep forgetting the animal that Max is, and every time he comes out with force and in style like this, there is nothing you can do. Like you just have to sit and watch in awe as to what he puts in, and to put a car like this 18 seconds ahead of these two people at the
yeah,
end of Monza to create a track record, to create a new race record it's just crazy. And I feel that the McLaren should figure out some sort of race strategy to
yeah,
fix this issue, and Oscar and Norris to just back out of team orders anymore. Both of them should fight till the end. That's the way F1 should be.
yeah,
Right. So once I have finished my rant, let's move ahead to Baku and get
yeah.
our predictions ready. I'm pretty sure again the McLarens are just going to perform outright better than
Yeah,
the rest of the
but I
teams.
feel Baku's kind of similar to what do you say, Monza,
Monza,
with
yeah,
like high speed straights and
yeah.
really.
Except sector two,
But
except
I
sector
think
two, it's a
yeah,
pretty
there's a more technical aspect to Baku because of the sector two, more what do you say,
yeah,
slower pace,
yeah.
slow speed turns. So yeah,
The sector
yeah,
two, but they're all 90-degree turns, so all of them have to get to their minimal speeds.
yeah.
Like
So.
it's just going to be as to how slippery the track is.
Hmm.
What are the tire degradations that's going
Yeah,
to act
if
upon?
Red Bull can get the setup again proper, maybe there's
Yeah,
a chance Max can, what do you say, be in between the McLarens.
or even win because Baku's has a 2-3 straights where
Hmm.
he can just
Yeah,
outright show the pace. So it'll be interesting to see,
yeah. But
and
I
I
don't
need to
think
see how
I don't think the
Mercedes
street
performs.
circuits like Baku, Singapore are Red Bull's strong suit. So
Oh no no no
this
no, they're
this
very
we
bad.
will have to, what do you say, see.
I mean,
Maybe
but
I
you
think
can't really
Mercedes
compare. You can't
Mercedes
really
are
compare Baku and
generally
Singapore
better
because
on such
Singapore. Yeah,
circuits. So maybe Russell podium looks likely, but yeah, maybe
yeah,
he
yeah,
can
yeah.
also inch up to the, what do you say, first, second positions, maybe.
Yeah. And But I really don't think we can compare Baku with Singapore because Singapore is a way more technical track and it
Yeah,
has
yeah. But
very
I'm
less
saying
pace.
those are Red Bulls, what do you say, weaker circuits comparatively.
That is only since last year. Up
Yeah.
until then, the Red Bulls were pretty capable. Since last year, the
I know
street circuits are
Singapore
becoming good.
Max is one of worst circuits.
Max has never won in Singapore. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
Max. I'm talking about Red Bull because Sergio has won in Singapore.
Mm.
So that's possible. Either
Yeah.
way. So that's it, guys. Our Italian GP review.
Mm.
We'll be, doing our review on Baku after the race ends.
Yeah.
So please stay tuned for that. And please subscribe and like and share.
Exactly.
That's it. Have a nice evening. This is